Hi there, everybody. Today, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go into and do some more Gmix tutorials. Sorry I haven't been around for a while. I've been super busy. I uploaded a tutorial the other day. Somebody had requested that tutorial, but I didn't share it in the normal places that I normally share my videos. So I don't know if anybody's seen that, but you can go to my channel and check it out if you'd like. It's pretty simple, but today we're going to go back into Gmix and we're going to finish off the array and tiles. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to go down through puzzle, tech win, tileable rotation, tiled isolation, tiled normalization, tiled parameterization, tiled random shifts, and tiled rotation. I'm just going to go through these sort of kind of quick because they're pretty self-explanatory, and a lot of these are just they're basically up to you. There's not no one set way on how to do stuff in these. It's just pretty much an artistic feel. All these are pretty self-explanatory and stuff like that. There is one, what is it, this tileable rotation. It don't show an image preview, but I went over here and I went to this guy's website. If I can find it here, there it is. And he's got geometry and all kinds of stuff going on here, math and stuff like that. If you want to check that out, you could go ahead and just go to his channel. You just go over here to this link, right click on it and copy the URL and then paste it in the browser of your choice. A lot of the stuff with the math and all that kind of stuff, I don't on a personal level, I don't go into stuff that far. I mean, I do know math, I've been to college and stuff like that, but when you get into more technical stuff like that, to me, on a personal opinion, I feel that it takes away from what you're trying to do. And I mean, you can get it exact and stuff like that, but I'm a nerd, but I'm not that big of a nerd, and I go with the feel and look, and I don't know. But you could check out his channel. Enough with ranting about that. I just feel that you know, being an artist and stuff like that, I don't know why people make stuff so technical. But anyways, so let's go. We're gonna go ahead and work on this puzzle right here first off, and I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this, and I'm gonna go ahead and press Control Shift D on my keyboard just to go ahead and duplicate that layer, and just go back into, go up here to filters and then go back into Gmix, and we're gonna work on puzzle. The X tiles, these are axes, by the way, the X and Y axes. If anybody's ever worked on 3D, like in Blender or 3ds Max or Maya or whatever, you got your y-axis, which would be the green, your x-axis, which would be this kind of pinkish color. So and then you got the z-axis, which is up and down. So you got up and down, that's the z-axis, and then you got left and right, which in this view would be the x-axis, but in Gimp, the red or pinkish color, whatever color you got set as your axes, is the I lost my train of thought, I'm sorry, is the axes always. So if we come right through here, and if I go on the top view, so you got your Y, if you're looking from the top, so your Y would be going up and down, and then your X would be left and right, if that makes sense at all. I'm not trying to confuse people. I know some people don't know 3D. I'm just trying trying to show you what your axes are. And then you got your origin point. It's right here, should be directly in the middle of your X and Y. Your Y axis, like I said, from top view is up and down, and your X axis would be left and right. So that's what an X axis is. Let's get out of here. So you got your X tiles, so which would be left and right. So we got more tiles going horizontally than we do vertically. So your X would be horizontal. So let's go ahead, I'll explain this a little bit better. Let's go ahead, new, and let me grab my tablet here, and let's go ahead and grab our brush tool, and let me go ahead and make a new layer here, and I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and make this brush a little bit smaller. So we'll leave this color, and if I click then hold down shift, you could go all the way over and you can make a straight line. Alright, so we'll have that as our X axis, and then we'll just go and we'll make that green as the Y axis. Scroll down here. So we got our Y and we got our X. Let's Control Z that. Let's go ahead and we got our X axes right here. Alright, so our Y is the horizontal or vertical, so alright, vertical, and our X is horizontal. Oops, so alright, H, horizontal. So the X would be going, man, what is going on here? Would be going that way, and the Y will be going that way. So vertically up and down, and horizontally right to left. Alright, so we go back into filters, Gimp, on our puzzle. So the X is left and right horizontally, so we can make, you could do more over here. We could give it, I don't know, 14 squares if we'd like, and leave it the Y, which is up and down vertically, 5, or we could give it, we can make them both even, so do 15 and 15. So, and you can see how that gives you super small puzzle pieces. Let's go back down to 5 each though, that way we can see it better. There we go. So, and preview size is large. Alright. So, and then we got the curvature. So if we move that, it's moving the curvature of the puzzle pieces around, and it's kind of making them more curved. So we'll put that back on 0.50 because I normally don't change that. And then we could the connector centering, if we reset everything, it should be on 0. You can move that up. Let's go try 0.10, and if you could tell, it just makes the connectors more centered. And then we can also make them variable, so we can move them, and they could line up the same way if you'd like. I like leaving that on 0. We got relief smoothness, which is kind of the smoothness that the connectors connect to. We got the contrast. That makes them a little bit darker where they connect at. Then we got outline smoothness, which kind of gives it a blurred effect around the outlines, and it kind of smooths the tiles out. I don't like that. You can move that down some more if you'd like, and then the outline contrast, which just makes them kind of changes the visibility a little bit, and it kind of gives them this kind of weird bump look. It leaves this white highlight there. I'm gonna go ahead and reset all of that. And then you got your recomposition parameters. You got your scale, 100%. Which scales the tiles. I don't like that, so I'm going to put it back on 100. You can move the scale variations, which makes them kind of all different size levels. You can move the angle if you'd like, and it gives them this weird angle. And then you got different angle variations, which moves it in different variations. Let's go ahead and reset that so you can see it better. And it just moves them in different shapes, which if you're going for that look, that's cool. We'll go ahead and reset that, and we click this and it goes ahead and it shuffles the pieces for you. So if you're doing some kind of 3D work, and if you work in working on a game or trying to make a puzzle game or something like that, if you're using say Unity or like me, I use Unreal Engine 4 to make games, which it's an awesome engine. But anyways, you use Unity, Unreal, CryEngine, whichever one you decide to use. This could be a big help, because you could click shuffle pieces, and then you can click down here, and I'll just go ahead. It says output each piece on a different layer, and I got my input and output. I got them set to new layers right here anyways. But if you don't have this clicked and hit apply here, as you can see, if we turn out this background, as you can see, it's, and press M on your keyboard for the move tool, you can't move these pieces around, and they're all on one single layer. So if we just Control Z this back, and then we'll go back up to filters and then open Gmake again, and we'll reset everything. So if you do shuffled pieces and then output each piece on a different layer, you can hit apply, and as you can see over here, it's putting each of them on their own separate layer. So we could go here with your, and then have press M on your keyboard for your move tool selected. And let me go ahead and turn off the visibility on all of them, just holding down shift and clicking on the eyeball. Now you see you could move each piece around individually and set them up however you want to set them up at, if you're just making an image. But if you're doing some kind of 3D work, like I said, you could move these around, and then you could go into your crop tool and then crop current layer only, and you go ahead and you could crop it down to size and then hit enter, and you could go ahead and save this piece out. Let's go back here. Let's turn off current layer. Sorry. You go back in here and you just crop this guy out just like that, and then you go up to file, and then you'll save it as a PNG because you want the alpha. And anyways, you save it out, and then if you're in Maya or 3ds Max or whatever, Rhino, whatever you like to use or whatever, there should be an option for you to import it in there, and you could put it on a plane and use it as a plane, and then anyways, you could go ahead and make your pieces plain in 3D or whatever. That way you can import it into your game engine of your choice, and you can make some kind of puzzle game with this. Anyways, that's just some stuff that goes through my mind about what I would use that for. So like I said, it was going to be kind of quick, and it's pretty self-explanatory on what you want to do with this. And this Tanquin is the same exact thing. I don't know if you remember. I remember when I was a kid, we used to buy these little box-looking things, and you could move the puzzles around trying to put the picture back together. And this is exactly what this is right here. We could remove the first one right here, and then see, this one right here don't give you an option. I don't like that. Let's see. Anyways, so before I save that out, we'll go X tiles, which is the same as I explained here. We got the X is horizontally and Y is vertical. Oops. So it's the same. Whoa, I got Gmake open a bunch of times. Alright, so it's the same. So we got the X, which is horizontally, and then the Y, which is vertically. So there's 7 tiles. You can move these up to however many you want. I think I'm going to go 6 and 6. Just like that. So there's a little bit it's a little bit more square, I guess. They're rectangular, but and then we go to relief, and this just kind of moves the image around a little bit. And you got your border thickness to give them kind of a beveled type look, and then your border outline you can make black or whatever color you'd like. Let's see, let's go some kind of color. So, and you can make it as however thick you'd like to, but we're just going to go ahead and zero that. As a matter of fact, we're just going to go ahead and reset everything, and we'll just move this back to 6, 6, and we'll remove the first one just like that. And if you hit apply and cancel, and then you'll see what that did. It went ahead and made these puzzle pieces, and this right here is going to be more of a pain, I would say. Anyways, you could click on this first tile and then press M, and then go back over here and on your move tool, and you can click move the selection, and you got a perfect selection right there. And then if you watch my other tutorials, you could go to layer and then layer via cut, and now as you can tell, it's cut out for you. And you could go through and do all that, and as I mentioned before, you can make a game out of this too if you do any 3D work, but I'm not going to go through and show you how to remove all of these. So that's pretty much the same as the puzzle. So let's go ahead and Control Shift A to deselect everything. Let's go back up into Gimp. What I do, close it out. Filters, Gimp. So we went through pretty much all that, and like I said, this stuff right here is pretty self-explanatory. Now another thing I wanted to say is probably shouldn't mention it, but I've noticed on some of these Gimp tutorials I've got a couple dislikes on the tutorials, and I don't know if it's because I'm not making something cool or if I'm just going too fast. If that is the case, please leave a comment down below the video and let me know if you'd like for some of these to go faster, and if you'd like me to make something cool to go along with it to show you how to make something cool. I will be more than happy to do that for you. But like I said before, these are going to be quick, so I'm going to be kind of going through these quick, because if you ain't got the new one, the new Gmake only has 393 filters in it so far, but the old one had like 700. So But anyways, so we got this tileable rotation, and we'll go back over here, and this is going back to this guy's thing. It says create rotated tileable patterns. Now I read through this, and this is good information, and it is pretty cool. But everybody's got their own way of doing things, and this method is just is kind of wow. But anyways, it's pretty cool. You can look at it and read over it and stuff if you'd like. He's showing how he makes a tiled, a rotated tile texture out of the weave. So that's pretty cool. So we'll go back into here, and we go back into, do I got Gimp open? Or yeah, I do. Go back into here, and if you want to find that weave, it's down here in where is it, patterns, and I think it's the second or third to last one. Yes, second. Got the weave. What is this? World. Huh. Something new. And we'll make them a little bit denser. Put some fibers in there. Put some smoothness on them. Put some curvature on there. We'll do let's see, 0.20. We'll do 0.20 on the Y, just like that. And as you can tell, they got some curve in there. We got density 10. You make them as big as you, or as big or as small as you'd like. 10. We're gonna make them pretty thick. Let's see, maybe 15 would look better. And you could put some shadows on here if you'd like. Alright, and if you just hit apply, you'll see that we got this weave now. And what he did was he went through and he just cut out a chunk. And if you look at the bottom corner, when you're down here, the very bottom, it'll show you how big of a tile you're cutting. So if I go down here, we'll do a 320 by 320, and we'll hit enter, and you'll see now, if I press M, that now I got a, if I press M on the keyboard, oh, oops, gotta put that back onto the move. You'll see that I got this little tile texture thingy right here. So if we go back into Gimp, and you can see now that I can make more tiles onto that tile, but we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna get out of this, and we're gonna go back up here because I wanted to make this kind of short. We got tileable rotation, so now you see that now we got the image because the other image was too big. So now this one's alright. So now you see that how it's rotating it at a 45-degree angle at a maximum size factor of 8. Got an array mode where it's trying to tile them the best it can. I put the X and Y axis, and we'll just go ahead and hit apply and see how that looks. Give it a second, and then let's go ahead and come out of here. And as you can see, it gave us a pretty big tile. So here's the original, and the original was up and down, and here's the next one. So in all actuality, that's pretty cool, and that's a pretty cool looking texture. It looks like it's been drawn on there, and that looks pretty awesome if you ask me. But all it did was took this and it rotated the texture inside itself. So it rotated it sideways, and that actually does look pretty cool. Go ahead and do something here. How big is this? Control Z. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I'm just going to Control A, Control C, just copy that, Control Shift A, deselect that. Anyways, I'm going to turn everything back on here. Open up a new one. I'm going to Control V. Alright, sorry about that. I thought that looked pretty cool. I had to save that out real quick. So we got that. So we're going to go back into Gimp. So that's all it did. It took this tile right here and it rotated it by 45 degrees. So it's on a 45-degree angle. Maximum size factor is 8. So I imagine on the 45-degree angle that it's going, and it's doing some math in here, and it's taking a size factor of 8, which I don't remember what 8 would be, but it's coming and it's making this a tileable texture at a 45-degree angle, and I did X and Y axis for it to do that. You could change it and try it on the X or the Y, but that's pretty cool. So there's that. So I'm going to go ahead and reset that, and I'm going to cancel this out real quick because I'm going to go ahead and delete that, and we're going to go back over here, and now we're going to go back to Gimp. Now we're going to go to tiled isolation, which kind of reminds me of this grid. So we got tiled isolation, and tiled size, raise them both up, and just kind of cuts it out into a tile. You make the borders bigger, smaller, the X and Y. It says keep tiles square. If we turn that off, it makes them rectangular. So, and that's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to go ahead and reset this, and we're going to go size of 15 and 15, and we'll do a border of 10 on both of them, just like that, and we will hit apply and cancel. Turn this one off, and as you can tell, it just went ahead and cut it out into tiles. There can be some special use cases that you want to use this for, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Go ahead and move that back in the frame. So it just basically what it did was it took your image and it cut it into squares in a grid type pattern. You could take your magic select tool and you could go ahead and press in here on this one. You turn your threshold up a little bit and see if you can't select the whole thing, and you could go ahead and go back up to the layer and do via cut, and put it on a different layer, and you could separate them out like that too, and So, like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. Control Shift A. We're gonna get out of there, and we're gonna Control Z. Go all the way back. Okay. What's the next one? Filters, Gimp, Tileable normalization. Now this one, I'm not too sure about this one. Let's see. I can already tell you that make some cool effects out of this. But you go, here's your channels. So you got red, green, blue, alpha. And I'm guessing it's taking and it's selecting in a tile type pattern on through all your channels, your red, green, blue, and alpha channels. This one is kind of new to me, but that's what I'm guessing how it's making its choice on the way it selects the tile pattern is through your red, green, blue, and then it's got luminance, which is taking the light factors and checking them. And we got, let's see, chromatics. That's pretty cool looking. Let's see, we got 25 tiles. And just go through here and let's try 50. Well, that's pretty cool. Look, 50 out of 25. It gives it this kind of cool looking tiled look. Let's hit apply and let's see what it does. So that's pretty cool. I don't have a very big technical answer for you on this one because I don't remember this being in the other Gimp, but it might have been. I don't remember. But what it's doing is it's tiling and it's taking from these channels. You got the value. It's taking from the value of the image. Then here's just your red channel, your green channel. That looks pretty cool. So you got your values, right? So you got your colors, which is your it's in your channels. You got your red, green, blue, and alpha channels, and you got your colors. So all your colors are decided on red, green, blue. Anyways, so it's going through and it's doing this kind of calculation on your image, and it's taking from them channels, and that's how it's figuring out how to make this tiled pattern. That's the a technical term on what it's doing. So you got your minimal value, which is how much of the green channel, right, we're on the green channel, yeah, is going to come into factor. So if we set this all the way to 0, it's gonna factor in all the green. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, we got blue, alpha, then makes it to nothing, and then you got all. It's factoring in there, so it's a component. So it's just going through on your channels, and it's making a cool kind of tiled look through these channels. So you got your hue, your saturation. Oops, put that all the way back up. and it's just making a cool kind of tiled look. The red one, I like that. That's pretty cool. That's on 50 and 25. Turn this value up a little bit. Turn the maximum value back down. Huh. That's pretty cool. But basically that's all that's doing. So if we hit apply again, go out to cancel, it's putting this cool kind of tiled effect on your image, which it's giving me some ideas already. I got some pictures. Where are they? These ones right here. So that makes them seamless to these polygon backgrounds. I could think of some cool stuff that try to do with this filter. But anyways, so that's pretty cool. So we got that one out of the way. Go back into Gimp. We'll press reset on that. So it's automatically, it's going to be on luminance. So now let's go to tiled parameterization, and basically it's taking all the I want to say it's taking all of the color value out of its calculations, and it's finding the main image. So that's pretty cool that it's finding that. It's making some tiles out of it. They got the quadric. Let's see, raise the tiles up a little bit bigger. And you could do some kind of cool blurred effects on your image if you'd like to do something with that. I don't necessarily know of anything that I would use this one for, but you could play around with it. So let's go to tiled random shifts, and this one, I was playing with this one earlier, and all these tiled ones are pretty much the same. It's taking values out of your images to make tiles out of it. And you can make some pretty cool looking stuff out of this. Let's see, amplitude, raise the amplitude up, make it slightly opaque, raise your tiles up a little bit, and it just randomizes the image. And I just got the Y tiles, which is the vertical tiles, set to 1 right now. And you can make some pretty cool stuff out of this. Let's make it fully opaque again. And you can see that it's taking a value out of this image, and it's making different types of tiles however this system works, and it just makes them at random. So we got 20, we can do 20, 20. Let's see what that looks like. And so you could come up with some pretty cool type of effects with this. Now let's see, let's go tiled rotation. Now this one, I've played with this one a little bit before to make some stuff. You change your angle to, let's see, we go to a 45-degree angle, and we could change however many tiles you want. We're going to put 10 on the horizontal, and we'll leave the vertical at 5, so it makes it kind of square. The shadow, you could make the drop shadow ranges different. On the X, you could go, I don't know, let's try 1, and you could leave the Y shadow at 3. And then smoothness, that's for the drop shadow also. Turn that down if you'd like. And it just makes an array of tiles basically, and it just tiles your image differently. So they're all pretty much the same. It just depends on what you like. Some of them's got some different features than others. So turn that off, and I'll hold down Control and use the mouse wheel to zoom out and show you what that is. We put it on 100%, and that is what it looks like. You see how we changed the drop shadow, gave it some softness to it. So it just basically took your image and just cut it up into a bunch of different little tiles like that. You could use this to make some. Control Shift D is duplicate. Press M on your keyboard for move, and Control Shift D again. Control Shift D again. Anyways, I just did that so you see something in the background. But you can make some pretty cool effects out of this. You don't have to just stay in the same. If I press Control Z, get rid of all those. You could use multiple different filters, Gimp, multiple filters in Gimp, and you could use the same one over and over again if you'd like to change different ones. So like we got that, and we're doing the tiled random shifts on this one, or tiled parameterization. You can make something cool out of that. Normalization. You do puzzle look out of this. You do all kinds of things. We could go back into the patterns, and you can go back down and you can see if what you can make out of that weave effect, if anything. And you do all kinds of stuff with this stuff. You just have to go through and play with it. But I just wanted to show you the rest. Let's go back up to the arrays and tiles. I just wanted to show you the rest of these array and tiles, and give you some sort of idea of what I use some of these filters for. I don't use them all the time, but I do use a lot of them sometimes. And like I said, I use most of these filters, a lot of them for 3D work and stuff like that, and also to make some cool backgrounds. Like hit apply on the random shifts, and we turn this off or leave it on, whatever, and you can see how it kind of made it a little bit cooler looking and stuff. And you could just go through here and rotate them and all kinds of stuff, and make some very cool backgrounds and stuff like that with this. Let's go back to our normal image. Control down. But yeah, like I said, that's pretty much it on the tiled, the arrays and tiles. So the next one that we're going to go to is the artistic, which I'm not going to go into that one on this. I just wanted to finish up the arrays and tiles on Gimp, and I do apologize if I've rambled on a little bit longer than what I should have, and these are supposed to be Gimp shorts, but this one I could already tell is going to be a little bit longer. But like I said, I just wanted to go through the rest of these down here and kind of give you an idea of what you could do with them, and kind of explain them a little bit more. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like and subscribe, and there will be tons more tutorials. If there's any tutorials that you would like to see how they're done, even if they're with Photoshop or something, just leave a comment down below, and I'd be happy to show you if it can be done in Gimp. I will be happy to show you how I would go about doing it. So, like I said, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and have a great day. Thank you.